Okay, next slide. Okay, so before going into class, I would like to just read a standard disclaimer. All of the services and products offered by myself or through my website are for information purposes only. We offer the best possible service according to my knowledge and belief, and the responsibility for any action you take and the outcome of it will be solely yours. We cannot be held liable for any stress or emotional reaction you may experience. For all matters concerning health, finances, legal, professional, or personal, please take appropriate professional help before making any decisions or taking any actions. We offer no guarantee to the outcome of my services or programs. While purchasing or using any of my services or packages, you agree that you are taking complete responsibility for the outcome. Okay, I wanted to acknowledge some of the teachers from whom I learned a lot. Gary Craig of EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, and Access Consciousness from Gary Douglas and Dane here. Abraham and Esther Hicks, you might have heard about them quite a lot. Hale Boskin of Sedona Method, Crayon and Lee Carroll from Channeling, and Three Bridges Spiritual Church, where I trained myself as a medium. Next slide, please. And this class is a blend of all that I learned, plus my awareness and my experience of using all these concepts. So basically, the prosperity is based on three concepts of the universe. So the first one is, our natural status is abundance. When we come into this world as a baby, we don't have the concept of lack at all. Look at the babies. They get everything they require and desire. And everybody is at their beck and call. And if you have any doubt at all, just tune into the universe. How many stars do we have? We haven't been able to count the number of stars yet with all our technological advances. And how many cells do we have? Trillions of cells make up this body. And look at the number of molecules that make up the bread you eat in the morning. And how many people are contributing in getting the bread into your hands, right from the farmer up to the counter clerk at the supermarket. Everything is available in nature. And we learn the concept of lack from this reality. The challenge is to unlearn. That's it. Okay, the next concept is everything and everyone is connected. Again, look at the universe. The numerous stars and planets are moving in a particular direction, in a particular orbit, at a particular speed, so that they don't clash with each other. And the flowers on this planet bloom at the right time, at the right place, to thrive and survive. The planets do not have a motor. There is an invisible force, life force, that runs through all these, including our body. We don't have an engine to pump the heart. There is an invisible energy, invisible life force that runs everything. The same force that goes through the planet, the same force that runs through the planet, runs through the plants, is running through us as well. So we are connected to everything and everyone. And if we are all connected, all that you desire is connected to you as well. All you have to do is just claim it, just receive it. And the next concept is you create your own reality. Scientists have found that the atoms behave differently when you observe it. It changes its behavior. And a renowned scientist, John Wheeler, he says, he has coined a phrase called participatory universe. So he says consciousness is required in bringing the universe into being. So basically, without the consciousness, there is no universe. So we are creating the universe. Without us, without the consciousness of each one of us, there is no universe. So if you like to bring prosperity into your reality, then you need to consciously create that. So when you don't focus on something, it doesn't exist. So your reality is totally in your hands. Okay, next slide, please. These 3 steps are derived from those 3 concepts. Ask whatever you like to have in your life and be the energy of it and receive. It's that simple. It looks too simple, isn't it? But it is this simple. But we like to complicate stuff, don't we? We like to earn instead of receive. We like to effort instead of play and get whatever we like to get. That's what we are going to change now. Next slide, please. Let's look at the step number 1, ask. Right, how do we ask? In my experience, it has helped to greater extent when I write down my desires. Creating a list creates some sort of creative energy, or it's like a seed. So write down whatever you desire. And get clear. Why do I say get clear? Many of our desires are not ours at all. We buy into mass consciousness many times. So everyone wants to do a professional course and then get into a job, get a car, get a house, get a wife or husband, create children, and that's how the life goes for most of the people. Do you really like to have the same life, or would you like something different? Would you like to live from the same structure and go with the masses, or would you like to have something totally different just for you, just as you desire? Every one of us is different. We have come to this planet to create something new. And we also buy into the projections of our parents. Our parents like us to be something. Probably it's their unfulfilled desires, or they also buy into the mass consciousness. So write down the list and go through each item in the list and ask the question, truth, is it mine? If it is lighter, then it is yours. If it is heavier, it's not yours. This is a tool from Access Consciousness. It's very simple, but very useful. When you think about something, if it is lighter, it's going to create more lightness in your life when you choose that. If something is heavy, then it's going to create heavier future for you. Which one would you like to have? It's simple. Just tune into your body and sense whether it's light or heavy when you think about something, when you choose something. Another reason why I ask you to get clear is that if it's not your desire, what happens is you can still achieve it, but when you get there, you are no longer satisfied. You are no longer happy. It doesn't feel like yours at all. There is always that unfulfillment. So if you vibrate unfulfillment, then that's what you get more. So instead, if you get clear what you really like to have in the first place, it's easier to actualize and have total fun. So write the list, go to each item in the list and ask the question, truth, is it mine or someone else's? Okay, right. And the third is, you claim or demand or command. Don't beg. When you beg, you are separating yourself from the universe. Remember, you are part of the universe. You are creating the universe. Then everything in the universe is yours. You have to just claim it. You have to demand that you have that in your reality. Just command. Jesus did not beg for the water to turn into wine. He commanded the dead man to come alive. Same with Moses. So be commanding. Know that it's yours. Okay? Next slide, please. And step number 2 is just be. Once you are clear about your desires, let it go. Don't try to figure out. So figuring out is kind of mind's way. Mind is nothing but a library. It's a collection of all the information you have gathered. When you function from your mind, you can only create what your mind has in store. It can't create beyond what your mind knows. So your mind is different from mine, and probably your friend's mind is totally different from yours. So everybody's mind is different. It's just a collection of information, whereas universe is vast. It's much more beyond the mind. So let the universe bring you what you desire instead of you trying to figure out how to bring something into your reality. And also move away from wanting. When you are in the vibration of wanting, universe gets that you like to have more wanting. You will never be able to have if you are in wanting. Would you rather have it or would you want it? You would like to have it, isn't it? And also, want means lack. You tune into the energy of want and see, when would you want something? When you lack something. So let go of the wants. Once you have it, just let it go. Once you have the clarity what you like to have, command, demand, and let it go. And Sedona method is very, very useful for letting go. It uses just 3 questions to release wantings. So you may like to probably explore Sedona method in Google. Just, you can probably think of some wanting, something you really, really want to have. I'll ask those 3 questions and see how that works for you. Got it? Could you let it go? Meaning, that do you have the ability to let it go? Yes, all of us have the ability to let it go. Letting it go is just dropping something you have in your hand. That's all it is. Just like that, you can release that want as well. You have the capacity to let it go. So could you let it go? Answer is irrelevant, whether yes or no, this is going to work. Okay. So the next question is, would you let it go? So are you willing to let go of this attachment? Are you willing to let go of this wanting? Would you let it go? And when? When would you let it go? So everything happens in the now. When you ask the question when, it brings you into the present moment. So you can choose to let it go or not. Again, it's up to you. You can ask these three questions. Could I let it go? Would I let it go? And when? And let go of all the wanting, move away from the lack, and let the universe bring you what you like to have. And for being, for the second step, be the energy of what you desire. So everything has its origin in energy. Before something comes into this physicality, it originates as the energy. So if you like to have a car in your physical reality, create that as an energy. How would it be to have a car, let's say Ferrari? Get that energy. Be that energy. It doesn't need money to be that energy. That's the greatest thing about it. If it helps, you can use visualization or affirmation. It's up to you. But you can create this energy at no cost. You can create the energy just by playing, just by collecting brochures of Ferrari cars, just visiting the Ferrari showroom, or collecting the pictures from web. There are so many games, exercises, and experiments you can do to become that energy. So in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to be doing another class called Prosperity Through Playfulness. So I'll be sharing some games, experiments, and exercises I've learned and I've been using that. Feel free to join, but I'll talk about it later. Okay. And the third pointer is be present. So everything is created in the now. Can you do any action yesterday? Action is only in the now. Yesterday is gone. So you can't create anything from the past. Future hasn't come. What we have is just the present moment. You can only create anything from the present moment. So when I say be present, it means going out of the mind chatter. Go away from the head. Be beyond mind. How can you do that? Very, very simple. Just choose. You can take 5 seconds break from your mind. Try that. Just drop everything your mind is asking you to do, just for 5 seconds. Just drop all the wanting to do something. Just for 5 seconds, just rest. just rest for 5 seconds. How was it? You can take this 5-second break as often as you could. And in this space, you move beyond your mind and become one with the universe. And that is the space where you receive intuitions and inspirations for creation. Meditation is also a very good way of moving beyond and be present. The more and more you meditate, the more and more you can be present in your daily life. If you don't have time, of course, you can take that 5-second break. Nothing will go wrong. The universe will not collapse because you are taking 5 seconds break. I'm sure you deserve that 5-second rest. Okay, so next pointer is just have fun. Would you like to go to a grumpy household or a happy household? Would you like to go for a party? Or would you like to go for where people are angry? You would like to go for happy and jolly household, isn't it? Same thing with prosperity, with money. Money follows joy. So, do you have a fun list? Do you know exactly what gives you fun? When you feel joyful? This doesn't require any money. I recommend all my clients to create a fun list. The things you can do to have joy in your life. Whether it's watching TV or spending time with your baby or being in nature. I've seen people turning their life around by just doing this, doing the fun list and choosing to commit to at least 10 minutes of their life every day, of course, for having fun, for doing something that gives them joy. And increase that slowly, and you will find that prosperity is coming to you. You don't have to seek. I strongly recommend that you commit 10 minutes to do something that gives you joy and half a day per week to do something that's totally fun for you. Okay? So once you be that energy, once you let go of all the wanting, consider it done. It's done. It's done by the universe. You have created the energy of it. Once the energy is created, it'll come into physicality on its own. You don't have to effort. You don't have to do lots of efforts. If you have a point of view that you have to really earn something, let it go. Universe does it for you. So consider it done. You can even go to your list of desires. Once you create this energy, just against it, you can write, it's done, it's done, it's done. I mean, you can write it once or 3 times, it doesn't matter. Richard Dodd's book suggests this, writing it down as it's done. Okay? Okay, go to the next slide, Mama. And the last step is receive. Receiving does not mean just receiving hard cash. Prosperity comes in different forms and shapes. It can come as inspiration, information, intuition. But if you have a fixed point of view that you will only receive prosperity as cash, then you will be missing out on all these things. Universe may be giving you the lottery ticket, lottery numbers. So be open and acknowledge all the information you are receiving. I have actually received information from TV shows for the questions I've been asking. So be open and acknowledge all that you are receiving. And you might feel like, buying something, go somewhere or talk to someone. Follow the inspiration. So these actions don't have to be, again, don't have to come from hard work, don't have to come from efforting. They can be as simple as calling someone that keeps coming up in your mind. And the casual conversation may turn into a business deal. But you have to follow your intuition or inspiration. So universe may be giving you the lottery numbers, but you have to get the ticket, right? And the last step is be very grateful. It's the simplest and most effective thing you can do. You can forget about everything else. Just take this one. Be very grateful for everything that shows up. Everything. Sometimes, if you have a very big desire, big in terms of your beliefs, big or small is just a belief, isn't it? For universe, everything is same. But if you think getting 1 million pounds is too huge for you, then it is too huge for you. So the contrast is huge. So between your desire and between your belief, your contract is huge. When such things happen, when in situation like that, I've noticed that sometimes things seem to go backwards. You might have asked for 1 million pounds or $1 million, and you may end up receiving a big bill. Be very grateful for that, because something is changing. Universe is making space for you. So it's something like the ocean retreating just before tsunami. You get an abundance just after it seems like it's going in the opposite direction. So if things seem like they are going wrong, celebrate, because something is happening. So for example, you might have asked to visit Dubai, let's say. And the next day when you check, the tickets have gone up. The prices are double now. Instead of getting upset, celebrate, because universe may be bringing you a joyride in a private jet. Universe may be giving you the sign that don't worry about the ticket. Don't buy the ticket. That may be the message you are getting from the doubled price. If you get upset, you create a wall between you and the universe. In opposite is resistance again. Any resistance is a wall you build between you and the universe. Wall is a wall. Universe wouldn't know which one you are resisting, which one you are open to receive. Wall is a wall. Nothing comes through. So let go of the resistance and be very grateful for all that you have and all that is showing up. Excellent. 3 simple steps. These steps can be used in any area of your life. They don't have to be just for prosperity. And one more pointer I would like to give, prosperity is not just money again. So don't look for just the hard cash. Prosperity is the experience, the joy you have in life. That's my point of view, of course. And I have some products in my website. If it is light for you, please go for it. I have some mobile apps. Some of them are free, some of them are paid, and they can remind you of 10 commandments of access, or some kindness meditation, or some sort of affirmation. And you can set up your own schedule to get reminded. And I've done lots of classes in the past, and the past classes are sold as products in my website. They have classes like this, meditations, and clearings, access consciousness clearings as well. Okay, that's it from me. I can take probably a couple of questions, or I can walk you through meditation. Which one is light? Let's do a meditation. So if you choose, you can stay or you can leave. Okay, thank you very much, whichever way you choose. Okay, all of you, if you are still staying, close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth, please. Just sense the energy of something you desire. Whatever it is, just sense the energy. So where is it? How far is it from you? Got it? Now sense whether there is any wall between you and whatever you desire. Energetic walls, of course. Just sense. If there are any, can you just open some windows in them? And let the energy of what you desire flow through them. More windows and more doors. Let the energy flow through them, through you, through every pore of you, into every cell of you. Okay, now find a peaceful or joyful place in your body. Okay, expand that energy into every cell of your body. Go beyond the body. Expand that energy beyond the body. Beyond the room you're in. Let this flow through all those walls. And let this collapse the wall, all the walls. Let this energy blend through the energy of your desire. So there is no difference between your energy and what you desire. Now expand this collective energy beyond the town you are in. Beyond the country. And go beyond the universe. Now from this space, you can command whatever you like to have in your physical reality to come into existence. And acknowledge that it's done. You can thank you and the entire universe. Okay, that's it.